Hey there, my fellow film enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the world of cinema. Today, we're taking a journey into the twisted and gruesome world of the Saw franchise. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our cinematic adventures. Now, imagine if the Saw movies were a bit like that infamous Pepe Sylvia episode from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know the one, where Charlie Day's character spirals into madness trying to make sense of it all. Well, that's a lot like what watching the first 8 Saw films can feel like. The plot gets tangled up in itself, time jumps all over the place, and you're left trying to piece it all together. But today, we're talking about Saw X, the 10th installment, which takes a different approach. Saw X is a breath of fresh air in the Saw franchise. It steps away from the convoluted timelines and brings us a more straightforward, linear narrative. Now, that's not to say it's lacking in the usual Saw elements. There are still plenty of gory kills, bizarre camera angles, and the return of Tobin Bell as the iconic Jigsaw. What sets Saw X apart is its simplicity. We follow John Kramer, played once again by Bell, as he battles brain cancer. He stumbles upon an opportunity for an experimental treatment, but there's a catch. It's provided by an underground group outside Mexico City. They claim to help those Big Pharma has abandoned, but it's all a scam. When John realizes this, he embarks on a mission to subject those who duped him to a series of deadly games. The film doesn't hide any of this, it's all laid out in the trailer. But what makes it intriguing is how it keeps us in suspense as we watch John Kramer, the mastermind of all the previous games, fall for such an obvious ruse. It's darkly humorous, and even though the film plays it straight, you can't help but chuckle at the irony. Tobin Bell's return as Jigsaw is a highlight. His gravelly voice and twisted puns add to the silliness, but he never goes overboard with it. In fact, he becomes more of a central character than ever before. Some emotional scenes might push the boundaries of credibility, but it works overall. For fans of the traps, Saw X offers a different approach. They are less complicated and more clever, fitting the premise well. It's clear that Jigsaw knows he's setting people up for death, and it's all about the spectacle. However, Saw X is a bit more restrained compared to its predecessors. While this approach works in the beginning, it starts to feel a bit bogged down towards the end. The lack of time jumps makes sense, given the existing fixed points in the timeline, but it feels like the film should have taken more risks. Now, let's quick break it down. The film stars Tobin Bell as John Kramer, the infamous Jigsaw. Saw X is a departure from the convoluted timelines of the previous films, offering a more straightforward narrative. It takes place between the first and second films of the original storyline. The story unfolds in Mexico City, where an underground group offers an experimental treatment. How John Kramer, battling brain cancer, seeks the treatment but soon discovers it's a scam. He decides to subject those who deceived him to a series of deadly games. In conclusion, Saw X may not be as wild or chaotic as some of its predecessors, but it's a refreshing change of pace. Tobin Bell's return as Jigsaw adds depth to the character, even as the film takes a more straightforward approach. It's a solid thriller and one of the better entries in the franchise in recent years. Before we wrap things up, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of film enthusiasts. We've got plenty more cinematic adventures coming your way. And now, it's time for the What's Your Favorite Saw Trap from the entire franchise. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay tuned for more movie magic right here on our channel.